Okay, good people. Here's what we got today. Number one on our list of things to do, we got a reminder. You got a final exam coming up. Not to scare you, just so you know. It's on Monday, way early in the morning for you and for me. Okay. It's going to be in paper for the people in class, and it's going to be online, of course, for those of you that are living in the online world. Okay, that's the one thing. Second, as usual, we got our warm-up questions. 3 of those covering a nice range of topics, I think. And then number 3, we started it yesterday, just a little bit, graphs of functions, and I gave some homework for it. So we'll correct the homework. I'll show you what the pictures are supposed to look like. And then I have one last page of this topic for today. And then that'll be it. Okay. And I think review tomorrow, party on Friday. Review party. Okay. So any questions about this stuff here? No. I think I'm calling this, by the way, day 46 on our random list of days that we got. Okay, so that's there for you. Plus it's on Zoom, and there'll be another homework page coming up with the same kind of questions from yesterday, to be honest, just with some other numbers in there, so you can see what some effects are. Okay. Now, for our warm-up questions, we'll start by going backwards, or kind of backwards. We got this one here, a little bit of trigonometry. Okay, so I'll leave this up. I'll leave it shared. I'll give you a few minutes to try this on your own or with your neighbors. And but I'll stop the video, give it a pause so that people aren't sitting and waiting. And video land, when you finish this question, you can start it up again and try and connect the try and watch the solution there. Okay, so start working on this question, please. Okay, we're back. Oh, the goal is to find the angle B, not 8, the angle B, and eventually the length of the side X there. Now up on top is circle. So we're going to find the side X in the usual way, circle the angle, label and everything. But for this question, there's something a little different, or something that we talked about quite a while ago about finding angle B. Okay, and the fact is this, we had enough time to think about it, right? That square is always 90. That 30 is, well, 30 because it's given there. And we're trying to figure out what this angle is. Angle B. Well, whenever you add these 1, 2, 3 angles together, they always add up to the same number. What do the 3 angles always add up to? You see, when you start talking and using the language, right? Or hearing it, in your case, I'm doing the talking, right? You hear it? Yeah, they always add up to, oops, that's supposed to be a degrees, and then a little quotations there. That's right. For every triangle, these angles add up to 180 degrees all the time. Okay. So with that in mind, we got angle B plus the angle 30 that's there, plus the angle 90 that's there. That's going to equal 180 degrees. B. All right. So now what do we have? Got an equation to solve that you are well able to do. Okay. We could move the 30, we could move the 90, but it's better to simplify first. Okay. Yeah, Khadil, go ahead.
What will be 60?
The final answer for B is 60. That's right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You beat the class. That's good. So I'm just going to show you how we get that. Okay. So simplify first before you go moving things around. 30 plus 90, that's going to be 120. That equals 180. That's angle B. Okay, now with one number is way easier to manage with. Or in English, one number is way easier to manage. No with there. Okay, so we'll move the 120 over. What happens with the 120? Deanna, you know this. What happens with the 120? Yeah. Minus 120 for sure. For sure. We're looking for angle B. That's what the question is. So we got to get that by itself. Switch this out of the way. Okay. And yeah, it's plus on this side, minus on that side. Final answer then. What do we get for angle B? Our first question. Yeah. 60 degrees when you work that out. All right. Any questions about that? Yeah, I don't think they were. You guys forgot that, right? Forgot that fact. Yo-ya, did you forget that fact? The fact of 180. That was the secret for. Yeah, you remembered? You just keeping it secret? Busy back there? Yeah, okay. That's all right. Good to hear. So don't forget. So good things came from this question. First of all, reminder about this. And second of all, this as well. We didn't use it. It doesn't apply for this question, but having this pop up at the same time as all this trig stuff is very, very, very good idea. It's good that it happens. Now, we're going to find side X, which is missing there. That's the next question. And this is in the regular way that we've been solving these questions. Okay, so let's I'm going to redraw this picture. Let's work on that piece there. Okay. So a little quick redraw so that it looks nice, looks clean. Something like angle B there. Angle X, not angle X, side X, side 12. 30 degrees is there. And we did find that that's 60 degrees down there. That was the work we just did. And that was 90. Okay, so good people. We got to find angle X. The first step I heard some of you say, which is, well, the first step is to circle, right? Okay, not bad. Now, here's the thing. Notice we got a 60 and a 30 there, right? We can use either one. Doesn't matter which. The steps will be the same. The trig will be different. For one, we're going to use sine. For the one, we'll use cosine. Okay, so it depends what we choose. But once we create the formula, the steps will be the same and we'll get the same answer at the end. Okay, also as a hint earlier mentioned was that half, right? You said something about the half. I think that might come in some way. Oh no, it won't actually. Not. Yeah, we talked about that. If they're the same, then they're equal. Oh yeah. Oh, so here's the thing. They look the same drawn in class. You see my drawings for the last 3 months. You gonna trust them? No. And as part of this, Matt, like it's a bit of a game that we're doing here. You don't trust the pictures. Trust the numbers. Okay. But you don't necessarily trust the pictures. Okay. So what's we're gonna circle an angle. Which one do you guys want to work with? You want to work with the 60 or the 30? Doesn't matter which one. Use 30. Okay. Yeah, we got to start with somewhere. So start with 30 for sure. Once we have the angle circled, what do we then have to do? Yeah, exactly. Label. Okay. You know that stuff. So labeling good people, which side is which? It is. Okay, we got the circle there. It's not the one that's not touching the circle, right? Far away. That's how we said it. Yeah. Oh, the 12. No. So yeah, it sounds the same a bit at the start, right? A DJ. How about that? Think of it like this. A DJ. Right? Okay. So then that's this side here. Yeah. It does. It happens to be HYP, but I don't think we'll use it for our solution. Yeah, but out of habit for sure. And then 90 degrees points at the HYP. Okay. Nice start. What next? Formula is gonna, yeah, we're gonna get the formula, but what would you need? What do we need to create it?
We need to choose which one we can use it.
Nice. I think Hideo might have beat you. She said we got to figure out which one to use, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how do we do that? Wow, see, we're dog chasing our tail again. I wish I could draw it. It's a picture of the day. Yeah, it's true. We're going to use SOH.
Yeah, so will be
TOA, that's right. Yeah. Hadil's got something to say, I think. What was that, Hadil?
COH will be
Let's see. Well, we got to decide now which one. How do we figure out which one to use?
oh, because it's circle 30.
Not bad. Just a second, Hideo. If there's 2 slashes, then yes, that's the one we use. But how do we figure out where those slashes go?
A DJ and opposite.
Nice. That's right. So we got have, we got need. Those go along the same lines. We got 12 for the have, put it here actually. And then for the need, we got X. That's what we're going for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now the numbers are nice, the letters are nice, but we need to know opposite, hypotenuse, all that stuff, right? So 12 is which side? Clearly the adjacent side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then X is which side? Clearly the opposite side. Perfect. Okay, now it's time to slash. It's a little dark, by the way. I might have to come up with a different word than slash. Cross, maybe? Yeah, no, it's true. And I gave the word. I think it was someone asked me. Lana, she asked me. Yeah. Yeah. Right here. So this step is going to be super important for you. The question is how to get the next step, right? If you set up this step correctly, you okay with everything here? That's right. The answer is right here. Look at this. We see an A, right? So we cross out an A. See that? We've gone through our work. We're looking at OPP, right? So that's O. Okay, so wherever there's an O now. So that's the secret there. Okay, once we have those, look at that. 1 slash, 1 slash, 2 slashes. That's the one that we select. Okay, that's how that works. And then you remember the patterns that are in here, the secrets that are in here. T is for what? Cosines for C, that's right. Sine for S for sure. Can't remember? No. So this step is the same for all of them, even if we're doing the second. This step is, the second comes later. That's the algebra part. T is for tangent. That's the word for it. And we always just say tan. And we have to remember that tangent is related to, see, here's the secret. Tangent is opposite comes first, so it's on the top, and then adjacent is on the bottom. Okay, so it's almost the formula. Formula has an equal sign in it, right? So let's tighten it up with an equal sign and some numbers. So this is super important now, watch. We're gonna go tangent of one of these angles. What angle did we use? Yeah, okay, we use 30 degrees. It's circled there. That's why we have it, so that we don't get mixed up under pressure and put 60 by mistake. No, we're using 30 to name the sides, using 30 to create the formula. Okay, so tangent of 30 looks good. And it's still opposite over adjacent. The opposite side, you know what, we can go here. It's nicer to read than going, I think, than going back to the picture. It's up to you. But the opposite side is X. And then the adjacent side is 12. Okay, up to here is this, even for a second that someone asked, finding angles. And remember, you have to use your calculator for that. Because I don't know what tangent of 30 is. I got some weird number for it, but not a nice one. All right, so if we go 12 tangent to 30 degrees, okay. The next step looks like this. Twelve goes up. So we got X on its own. All right. And when you punch this into your calculator, if you've done everything properly there, and again, it depends on the order you have to do, special, you get an answer of 6.928 equals X. Okay, if you didn't get that, then we'll have to figure that out during class. Didn't get it exactly?
Yeah, I got it exactly.
924. Huh, strange. Okay. Hadil, you got it exactly?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay. So we'll have to just have to see what's going on over there. Calculator on your phone might be calculating this different than another calculator. So you get a value slightly off, but we'll have to get that worked out. Official answer from your teacher, looking like looking like this. Okay, so make sure that you got your technology figured out. Okay, in order to get the proper answer there. It's a calculator, in case you're wondering. All right, so I'll give a summary of it again here for the second part. For the second part, we had two angles from in our triangle. 60 from the good work in the first question. Yeah. We had these 12s, the X, everything in blue. To solve for X, we had to select one of the angles. And class said, use 30. It's a small one. It's nice. So I said, okay. Right. And then we went through the same steps that we've been using for the two different parts, finding sides, finding angles. Okay, so circle the angle we wanted, or the angle we're working with, the angle of interest, labeled the sides, pulled them out. The important step here is then crossing out whenever letters match with one another. Right, selecting the trig, choosing the trig that has the two slashes with it. So tangent for this case. First letter on the top, opposite, adjacent on the bottom. And then algebra to the end. Sub in the numbers, multiply both sides by 12. Right? And so that gets us to this last equation there. Calculator gives the rest. Yeah. Okay. So that was warm up number one, a little bit of trig there. Yeah, go ahead. You know what? If it's with your calculator, we'll have to wait. Okay, just hang on. You can just, if you can follow up to this point here, then that's good. And then you and I will have to get your calculator figured out to get to the last number there. We'll do that during class. Okay. All right. If everyone's okay with that, I'm going to put the next warm up on. Hope it'll go way faster than this one. Go back in time. Please take a second and figure out and take the time to factor these two expressions here. I will pause the video so that the world is not waiting and watching. Us all wait and watch for the solution. Okay, so just start the video. Just a second. I'll do the solution here. We'll chat about that later on. Solution for number 1. You guys can help me out. What do we do for A? What's the first step? 8 squared minus 2x minus 1. What's the first step to factor this type of a question? Yeah, nice. What we do is we take the first thing times the last thing. We go 8 times minus 1 and we get minus 8. Then what do we do? Yeah. Yeah. So we can write the factors of the minus 8 that we get, right? So we can start making our list. Minus 1 times 8 work. Oh, minus 1 and then an 8. Minus 1 times 8 works. We can switch them around. 1 and minus 8, those work. What else? 2 and 4 gives an 8. What about getting a minus 8? What do you want to write? It's minus 8. Sure. One of them minus or the other. That's like English now. One of them or the other one's minus. Yeah. Anything else? I think that's it for 8. It's not a square number, is it? No, 9. Okay, that's it. So those are them. What do we do with them? That's right. We add them together to see if we get the match, to see if we get the minus 2. What's minus 1 plus 8? No. Add these two. Minus 1 plus 8. Add them. No. Plus 7. Good. Next one. No. First one's plus. This one's minus 7. Yeah. Oh, this one. 2 for that one. Next one. Yeah, last one's minus 2. Right on. So which ones do we need?
Okay.
Yeah, 2 and the minus 4. These ones right here. What do we do with them? Well, we do add. That's true. What do we do next with them? We rewrite the formula there. Okay, we got 8x squared. Nice. Keep the x because that's what we're doing. Minus 4. Notice we had 2 first. You put minus 4 first. Doesn't matter. Okay, sometimes one way is easier than the other. That's what we got. Okay, what next?
Add 4 minus
Could
4x.
you?
Yeah, these
Not bad. From class, hey, Hadil.
will be
From class, we got this. Look at those first 2, do something. Look at those last 2, do something, right? Okay, so what are we doing when we look at those terms? It's correct. You look at them 2 at a time like this. What are we looking for? Yeah, not bad. Keep saying it. Which number divides? Yeah, divides both, right? 2 works. I'm going to set it up like this. I might run out of page and have to go on, but I'm going to set it up like this. Yeah, I'm going to run. Not bad. Careful, left to right. 4x squared minus 2x. Okay. 2 goes again because it goes into both. Yeah. It is 1. We might keep it invisible next time, but yeah. And then, yeah. Minus 1 when you divide that out. Okay, good work. I'm going to switch to the other page, as you can see. Ran out of real estate. So the GCF will be these multiplied together. Does that work? How does that look? Oh, that's good. We can keep it looking good. Yeah, we multiplied down then. And if you don't remember the words, you remember the picture, I think. Look at that. Boom. Big signal. 4x there. Multiplied by what? With 2x minus 1 that we have in this part here. Now it's off my page. Is it off my page? No, it's just on my page. Still plus 2x minus 1. Okay, so we can try the same thing with this. Try and find the GCF. Okay, but notice there isn't any. The only number that divides 1 and 2 is 1. So put that down. As for the variables, there's nothing. Okay, so all we can do is write plus 1 now, and then brackets 2x minus 1. And this goes back in time quite a bit, but remember, what we want to see is that these brackets here, we want to make sure that those are the same. Okay. All right, last step, good people. Last step, what do we do? What goes where?
2x minus 1 and bracket and plus
Yeah.
a bracket 4x plus 1.
Nice. We got the answer in class and the delayed answer from the other side of the world there. Both good. Okay, the 2x minus 1 goes out in front. Boom, just like that. Okay, so that was the first one there. Look back in time at factoring. Now the second one. Second one is weird because it has those cubes in there, but that makes it easier. There's a formula for it. So if you remember how the formula works, and it's pretty quick just to make that happen. Okay, so the second expression we had to factor was this thing here. Factor this one. And the thing to recognize is that we have cubes there. And if you have cubes, then there's a formula for it that, yeah, you kind of have to recognize or get from a friend or look on the internet. prime factorization? You want to see that? Yeah, we can do that as part of this. That can be helpful. No. It's actually, the answer's on the board. That's the answer for it. Parsa gave it to us here in class. Hadil, you can't see it yet. Okay. Watch the video after. Okay, so we want to have cubes here. And so that means we do the prime factorization with the 27, just to make sure we get it cubed. Yeah, right. Okay, so for the prime factorization, I did it kind of quick. There it is. So this is the same as 3 power 3.
Yeah.
3 to the power of 3, right? So now we have cubed things all over the place. We got 1 cubed thing minus 3 cubed, 3 cubed. What happens next? Formula time. Where we have A is going to equal to X, and then B is equal to 3Y. No cubes for these, no 3s. Okay. So the general formula has all these A's and B's in it. I'll try and keep that all on the screen for you. So we have A cubed minus B cubed is equal to A minus B. I'm just copying classwork. They struggled and got it right, which is good. Good to see. Okay, and so from what we did earlier, X is going to be right. X is going to replace A, and B is going to replace, or 3Y is going to replace B. So we get X cubed minus 3Y. This is our question. And just maybe to remind you here, right, with exponents, this 3 on the outside goes to each on the inside. And so that's where we get our 27Y cubed from. Okay, the 3 on the outside, it's upstairs, stays upstairs. Okay, and then it goes down to, stays upstairs, but it goes to each term on the inside. And then 3 to the power 3 is 27, as we saw in the very beginning. Okay, so what do? Just replacing A with X and then B with 3Y all the way along, with some simplifying there afterwards. So we're going to have X. Yeah, X3 is here. This one? Oh, by itself, because A on its own is X. So A3 will be X to the 3. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Okay. Okay, so just doing that substitution still. B is 3Y, so minus 3Y then. A on its own is X. A to the power of 2 is X to the power of 2. See, just substituting. A is X, B is 3Y. See, that's like being strict with the substitution. And then watch, use brackets. B, the whole thing is squared. Okay. Now it's starting to be a lot of blue up there. I'm just going to change the color a bit. Okay, what are we doing now? Just cleaning this up a little bit here. See, normally the number goes first, but B was 3Y, so put it really right in order. But now some cleanup time. First bracket stays the same. We got now X squared. Alphabetical order, so yeah, number X, Y, Z if we have it, right? And then the last one, the 2 can go into both of those. So this is just a reminder how the exponents work. That 2 upstairs stays as 2 upstairs. And then this will give the final answer here at the end. Okay, so we get X squared plus 3XY. Nice, see, that turns into a 9. It doesn't stay as a 3, right? 9Y squared, close the brackets, done. Okay, now, I did say that this question would be shorter than the other one. I think I lied if you look at all the writing. But in fact, if you're good with brackets and exponents and stuff, you can maybe skip out a line or so. Okay, but you got to be sure of those first. Okay, so that takes care of those factoring of cubes. Yeah, question. Does it have to do with this one? Okay, then we'll just wait for a second. Okay, so just as a reminder, this was our original question. 2 cubes subtracted. 27 is a cube, which we verified with doing some prime factorization. Cubed. Okay, so cubes. We figured out what A and B are going to be. No cubes. And then applied the formula that we had for this situation. A cubed minus B cubed. Remembering that A is replaced with X, B is replaced with 3Y. Watching the exponents, we get that. Oh, watching the exponents, we get, this is our final answer. Okay. All right. That were those two. We did have one last warm-up question here. But I think what we'll do is we'll leave it there for now. We'll do that warm-up tomorrow. And what I'm going to do is I'll pause for a minute and then show you the last thing we're doing, which resembled yesterday's work. Okay, just making the table of values, doing the graph. Oh yeah, and we'll correct yesterday's work as well. Okay, so correct yesterday's. I'll get the page up on the screen and then today's topic. As you can see, a little extension. And then that will be it. Okay, so stretch your legs for yeah, I'll say 2 minutes given where we're at. Okay, so we're going to create a looking at the linear function, the first one. We're going to use these X values, making note of the 0 there, to first create a table of values. So the table of values looks like this. You got the X values are going to go on this side. And then the equation that we're working with goes in here. So we just have Y is equal to X for that first one there, for the linear one. Okay, so what X values are we using? Those all go down here. So you get a -5, a -4. Oh, I'm telling lies again. -5, -3. Let's use this one. -1, 0, 1, 3, and 5. Squeezing it down there at the bottom. Okay, so here we replace the X, and that creates the new Y value. So if we replace X, we get Y is equal to -5. If we replace X with this thing, that's Y is equal to -3. We replace X with this, Y is equal to -1. All the way down, we get this, we get these Y values created. Can you see that okay in class? No smaller, right? Okay. Now from these, we get a bunch of coordinates. We get -5 and -5. That's a set of coordinates that you know what to do with, right? The next, it's a little messy, but that's a -3 and a -3. Still messy, -1, -1, but now looking good, right? 0, 0, 1, 1, 3, 3. See, these are the points now that you create, that you put on to an XY axis in order to create the graph. Whoa, use a ruler. Look at that. Y axis there. X axis. Okay, so -1, 2, 3, 4, and a big 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, big 5. Some of you saw already that there are problems with one of the other questions, that it gets all the way up to, goes as high as 125. And it's true. So just the scale here. Instead of having each of these dashes be 1, make each of these dashes equal to 10 or something like that. It's a trick that you can do. Okay, but for this question, we're going to keep everything regular and the usual. Okay, so that's a -5, that's a +5, +5, and a -5. Now we put all these points on. Remember keeping track of our left, rights, up and down. Okay, so we go left by 5 and then down by 5 for the first one. So that goes right there. Next one is left 3 and down by 3. Right there. First number is for left because it's minus. Left by 1, down by 1, so it's right there. 0 and 0 goes nowhere. Now these are all positive, so they're going to the right and then up. Right by 1 and then up 1. Right by 3, up by 3. Right by 5, up by 5. And if you do it carefully and properly, you'll see that for this particular equation, the first one, you get a good looking straight line happening. Okay, and we can do that with a real ruler or a fake one. All right, connect the dots once you have them. And you can see that the shape is a line. Okay, so that's how each of these questions are how you set each of them up. Use these X values with a 0. Use the formula to figure out the new Y values. Get the coordinates. And then make a nice looking graph there at the end. Okay, now for the remaining questions, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to show you what the graph looks like, the general shape. And I'll leave this calculating formula part up to you, and the graphing part as well for you to show on your own. Okay, can I take this away? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go in order then. What we got there. Y equals, the first formula is y equals x, which we just did. So the formula, the graph for this one, as we saw, looks like this. Going like that. The next one, y equals x squared, we did yesterday. How would you describe that shape? Yeah, U shape. No U shape. No U shape. Right? Yeah, U shapes. The official name is called a parabola. And yeah, it's definitely some sort of U shape going like that. Okay, the cubic. Has anyone tried this one? Y equals x cubed. This is the one that goes all the way up to 125. Yeah, how would you describe this one? Yeah? Didn't put the numbers? Yeah, okay. Now, the thing is the shape. That's kind of what we're going for. That's a line. That's a U. What's the shape for this one? You know what? If you have negative numbers in here, they'll be negative. It'll be tall and yeah, it'll be tall and low though as well, right? So watch. Whenever you have a cube, it's going to look like this. It's going to be this sort of a shape. It's going to go like that. Oh, kind of missed it. Through the middle and then like that. I'll do it again in blue so it looks better. Yeah, more like the blue one. Okay, that's what the shape should look like for x cubed there. Absolute value, this one. This one, some people didn't know how this worked. I didn't tell you, to be honest. Kept it secret. But what happens with this? This is the absolute value. I'll do the first couple of points for you. Table of value like this. If you got a -5 there, the absolute value, what it does is it makes everything positive. Okay, so it makes the inside positive, changes to a +5. If this was, I'm just going to skip it. Skip the -1 there. If it's a -1 on the inside, it changes to a +1. Okay, so if you were to do all of these points as you are to do and create the graph from class, this is the one that looks like a V. Straight lines on both sides and symmetrical as well. Okay, that's the absolute value one. Show the last page? Sure. We'll go back. Last page shows the first 3 functions that we were looking at. Those ones there. Yep. X cubed like that. This is the absolute value now. That's a new one for us, I think. Going to the reciprocal. That's this one here. Y equals 1 over x, upside down. Reciprocal. When you create this graph and you do the dots, it's going to look like this. You're going to have a side going like that, and then one side going like that. They're supposed to look the same curviness. Okay, but that's how those are going to look for the the reciprocal, the 1 over the x. The next one, exponential. A few people asked about this one. What I can do with, for here, y is equal to e to the x. Okay, so first notice that x is in the exponent. So you might have to use a special button to make that happen. Might be y to the x, or if you look on your calculator, there might even be an e to the x like that. Or maybe this, if it's an old enough calculator. But what I can do for free is tell you, you know how pi is equal to 3.14? Remember that? Okay. E is a special number 2.17. Thank you. Yeah. Myself, let's switch it and do it right. 2.71, I think 4 after that. Okay. So you can use your calculator to find e to the x, or you can think of this question as 2.71, the special number, to the exponent of x. Okay. The picture, when you work this out, it's going to look like a ski jump. It's going to look like this. What about the numbers? Yeah, they're going to be weird with just because it's 2.71. So I can, there's a couple that are kind of easy to do, which I can show you here. -5, no idea. If I can show, it's going to look like this. E to the -5 or 2.71 to the -5. It's going to be a very small number. But what I could tell you is that from our list, when x is 0, this is going to equal 1. When it's 1, we get an answer of 2.71. And then the others are going to be weird as well from what you get there. Okay. You put it as an exponent. So you'll have to use an exponent type button in order to find it. Okay. Well, it depends on your calculator, the order, but the idea, yes, is that 5 is upstairs there. All right. And then to finish it off, just because you guys have been working so hard, here's the last one. Yeah, and I'll leave that for here today. And we'll do the next little bit tomorrow. The square root. That is going to look like this. For the x values, when you got -5, I bet you your calculator is going to say error or something like that. Squared? Yeah, it's different actually. It's kind of the opposite. So when you have negative numbers, you're going to get error happening. But once you start getting positive numbers, then life will be a little bit better. Okay. Square root of 3, whatever that is. Square root of 5, whatever that is. Officially, it would be an I, but we're not going to graph it on here. We're going to save that for grade 12. Okay. So error for here. So that means these points, they don't make it on the graph. Okay. The graph is going to start with 0, 0 there. And when you put these together, the general shape is going to be something like that. Okay. All right. So we'll definitely leave it there. I went longer than intended to. And yeah, do the homework tonight. Try these questions, check them over, and come back for some more fun and excitement yesterday, tomorrow. All right. Test today?